Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're just going to be breaking down the characters in depth and going over what I think they're going to be good for and whatnot. And honestly, I think all the characters are easily top 1 or top 2 for what they're supposed to do. Orihime looks to be probably the best character in Brave Battles. You know, also comment down below who you think you're going to be summoning for more. I feel like most people are probably going to want to summon for Ichigo. I saw that in my community poll. Just kind of curious what you guys think. Ichigo, I'm really curious if he's somehow going to be better than Quilgi. I kind of doubt it, but if he is, that'll be amazing. Like, he looks like he's going to be insane in Guild Quest because of his double increased chance to proc his status summon against Quincy and Soul Reapers, I believe. Or Stern. He's going to be doing increased status element chance against Soul Reaper and Stern Ritter, not Quincy. I always get that symbol mixed up, so I messed that up in my last video. I believe I edited it, but... And then Yhwach looks like an absolutely insane hollow and no affiliation killer. I thought he was literally the same as 8th Anniversary White, but he does have one different killer. He has no affiliation the same, but he has hollow killer. White, I believe, has Soul Reaper killer, so there's a bit of discrepancy there. So even if you pull Yhwach and you have 8th Anniversary White, you're still fine. They're still both going to be absolutely broken for what they're meant to do. And I honestly am just ready to pull all three. I'm here. They all look sick. The model for Yhwach, if we go to him, looks a bit off. I don't know why. He looks super thin. It's not terrible, like, because you're literally only going to see like the backside of him anyways, so it's like whatever, but I don't know why. I prefer his older one. I'm not sure what it is. It just looks off. He just looks super thin. It's weird. Not too sure why they went with that, but it is what it is. Either way, the Orihime and the Ichigo stand-in or art or whatever look 10 out of 10. Perfection. Either way. Really curious how this gauge is going to work. As you can see, it's like the enemy's defeated one, so it's kind of like Rampage, but it's not exactly like Rampage, because you get the increased melee damage, which I was a big dum-dum, and I thought that meant you just get more bruiser damage, but that's not. It's basically you get 20% more damage on a melee strong attack. So, okay, that makes a bit more sense. I've always been curious on why that is, and I was just an idiot. There we go. So you'll get that after 20 kills, and then you get your 40% Berserker after 40%, or after 40 kills, and then 60% Devastation after 60 kills, and then after 80 kills you get an extra special move. So, I'm just kind of curious just how much more damage you'll actually increase, like compared to like Rampage, because Rampage you just get the damage boost as it goes every single time, but this one you only get like 2 increases. You only get the increased melee damage plus 20%, and then the Berserker, and then after that it's basically just more soul bomb damage, which sounds really great in Guild Quest, 100%. I just don't know exactly how much Rampage adds in total, like how much Berserker does it give in total. I want to say it's just 100% off the top of my head, just a guess, but I definitely could be wrong. Yeah, his visuals look really cool too. I love all of his skills, to be honest. He has Sprinter +2, so he's going to be really fast. He has Long Strider, he has Marauder. Absolutely love the character, like in terms of his innate skills. Those are probably my 3 favorite skills, besides the complete status immunity, which he has as well, so we are chilling there. And then he also has the Mind Attribute Strong Attack Recharge minus 20%. I absolutely love that bonus ability, or just skill in general. It's really, really great. That's what a lot of people were thinking, since I believe this is the final attribute that doesn't have it, because we have Quilgi, I believe we have Macy, we have Quincy, Ichigo, and then we had Rukia for power, and now we finally got the first Mind one. So that's a huge W. He's probably going to be the best character for Limit Breaker if I had to guess, so keep that in mind. If you really care about trying to go super far in Limit Breaker, you'll probably need him. Obviously not to get to the 19 stages, but to get an insanely high score, you'll probably need him. But then on top of that, he also has a Berserker value of 40% already, Devastation plus 60, a reduced strong attack cooldown of 14% in terms of his recharge. He has complete status immunity, Havoc plus 20%, and Frenzy plus 2. I'm curious when they'll start making Frenzy plus 3 like the norm, or at least for like Thousand of Blood War end of month. Kind of curious when that'll come. I really thought end of year would have had a Frenzy plus 3 character, but since he has Frenzy plus 2 and he has an SP boost and he has Rampage-ish gauge, I don't really know what the name of that is. I think it's fine. So as you can see, he also has the Debilitator of 5 seconds, which is really nice. He has weakened defense, so his soul bomb is going to be absurd. He has Poise as well, which is really, really nice. I don't really care for Poise too much on this character, as much as is really needed for Ichigo, considering he has a charge attack. So feel like that was kind of a wasted skill. Maybe an increased chance of status elements against heart attribute enemies would have been better, but it is what it is. And then he also has the SP boost of 80%, so really nice. And he also has weakening in all of his skills, so huge W. This character is going to be absolutely insane, at least on par with White, if not even better. So I don't know why I was comparing him to Quilgi, considering he's not even the same attribute, but either way, still an absolutely insane character. Alright, now looking at his strong attacks, I really like them. They all look really good. Apparently this isn't like the best Vortex though, which is kind of unfortunate since it's an end-of-year character, so that's like one gripe, I guess. The SA1, just, I don't even know what they are, to be honest, but they look nice. They have big AoEs. I'm completely fine with it. The SA3 looks to be full screen. SA1 looks really nice. It isn't a beam, I'm pretty sure. Like, I wish we could like see a full screen map of what they're doing. That way I can actually like see it like fully, because like BBS is like so zoomed in. And then the Soul Bomb, bro, the animations are so good. I love it. I think he looks sick. This is like the Osh Wayland or something. I don't really know. Either way, he looks cracked. Like that Soul Bomb damage goes crazy. It makes sense too, considering how much Soul Bomb damage he has. I also really like that the gauge literally like tells you how many kills you have. I hope Rampage gets this, because it's just kind of nice being able to see like, okay, I have max now, and this is just an easy way to calculate how many characters that I've killed or enemies I've killed. It would be nice, but I believe it's just for this new gauge at the moment, but we have no confirmation yet. As you can see, you kill 4 enemies, you get a 4 gauge, and it just keeps going and going and going. And then once you hit 20, then you will get 1 gauge done, 40 another gauge, etc, etc. And I'm here for it. I think he might be the best mind character in the entire game. Obviously we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to test him out. I really hope he is, because he looks crazy. Alright, now onto Orihime. Probably, unfortunately, the least valuable of the banner, considering she's just a Brave Battle character, but I'm still here for it. I love Orihime. I'm a huge fan of her. I don't mind it whatsoever, and she looks absolutely broken. So she has a Captain Killer, which makes sense. Only downside is I wish she had 2 killers, but it is what it is. Nothing too big there. I'm actually surprised that she's a technique character, considering Ishin is running around. I didn't expect her to be heart or mind, considering Yhwach would have countered the mind character most likely, and Yamamoto would have countered the heart character most likely. So seeing her as a technique character really surprised me, because Ishin is power, but it looks like Ishin is still no threat to them, as long as they're like somewhat equal transcendence. I assume a 1-5 Orihime is still going to get absolutely slaughtered by a 5-5 Ishin. I would just have to imagine. But it looks like she was literally meant to just absolutely destroy Sajins, because I believe she has paralysis resistance as well. But yeah, she has Captain Killer and damage taken soul trait of 20%, and she's just a human attribute, which like basically nobody has killer to, so that she's literally just set in place to just counteract every single Brave Battle character at this point. So as you can see, she has no status elements, so she doesn't have to rely on proccing a status element. She literally just has the Yama SA2 with a shield, I believe. So that's really, really nice to just be able to debuff everyone. She has paralysis resistance, so Yhwach and Sajin both cannot paralyze her. She has Sprinter +1 and Sharpshooter, and then she has the Brave Battle only persistence, which is an insane skill. Now, she can be used in PvE because she is range. I just wouldn't really recommend it. I would love an absolutely broken PvE character, because we have a Guild Quest character with Maid Orihime, and then we have this Orihime for Brave Battles, and I would love a broken PvE Orihime one day. Hopefully like a Beyond Fullbring. That's what I really hope they bring into the game eventually. Now with this, she has decreased damage taken 20% from her soul trait, half stamina only increased normal attack damage plus 50%, so you're going to be increasing 50% more damage once you're at 50% or lower HP, and then at 50% stamina only, you gain decreased damage taken minus 50%, so you're just going to be incredibly tanky. And then you have Brave Battles only first 10 seconds is an extra flurry, so she goes up to flurry +3 for the first 10 seconds. I believe Sajin and possibly the Mind Yama for PvP are the only 2 that have that. I could be wrong about the Yama though, but I know Sajin like introduced it. She has Brave Battle only prevent last hit survival. Very nice. And then she obviously has the Ignore Brave Battle invincibility. If she did not have that, this would be an absolute shaft character, just no use whatsoever. But thankfully she has that. And then she also has her own Brave Battle temporary invincibility. So on top of her surviving for 10 seconds and taking literally no damage, she also has the regular invincibility. So she's basically immortal for 20 seconds. SP characters are literally slaughtered. They're dead in the water unless they somehow get a go through invincibility SP character, which I could definitely see them doing eventually. But obviously this new one, the resurrection or whatever it was called, the endure ability, is just going to make that still kind of irrelevant if every single Brave Battle character is going to have this going forward. Obviously, she has Flurry +2, and then she has Poise on top of that, so she can't be knocked around, which is really, really nice, because a lot of the SP characters, if they get hit one time, they just get stumble, and then they get absolutely slaughtered. Alright, so as you can see, here she goes up against Yama, Ishin, and Yuha, the best team in Brave Battles, and she clutches up. As you can see, her HP is, it can't go below 0. Obviously, this is like 1-5 and whatnot, so maybe when they get to 5-5, it'll be a bit different. And she is ranged, which a lot of people thought was going to be awful, but it looks like it's really good, because she just runs away, and she can just, like, snipe them from afar, and just, like, really, like, take care of the characters from far away. Someone also brought it up that maybe she'd be really good for sniping special move source boxes, since I believe they spawn in at 10 seconds. If I'm not mistaken, either 10 or 15 seconds in. But as you can see, there's 3 of them around her, and she still claps back. So I'm assuming you want to build her with a low stam build and just make her have as much low stam as possible. You don't need damage reduction links because it's like, who cares? She's immortal for an extra 10 seconds. Now, obviously in PvE, it's like whatever. But I like the animations. It looks nice. I like the natching, like when you watch her batarangs, it looks like go flying out. It looks really nice. The reject shield also looks really nice for some reason. Oh, there it goes. So it's kind of the same thing, and then it just puts a shield around her. Yeah, it's like the triangle and it like spins. Okay. Did they show the SA3? Okay, so it's basically the same thing. It's just a big wide AoE of her actual like attack. So nothing crazy. Obviously, you're not going to be using her in PvE really. Maybe you could get some guild quest moves out of her, you know, because she has the debuff. But, I mean, since half her skills literally don't work in PvE, it's like, it's whatever. I like her Soul Bomb. You can't really do much with it, unfortunately, since, like, you know, Core 1 Orihime didn't do much, but it is. Alright, now into the main character, bro. So I feel like this is the character that everybody realistically wants for, and I think he's either going to be the first or second best character in the entire game. It just depends if he can actually, like, outperform Quilgi, because it's either him or Unohana as number 1, so if, either way, he's still an absolutely broken character, because if you look at it, alright, so yeah, even if Quilgi is still better, he is in a Rankar killer. Ichigo is Soul Reaper and Stern Ritter killer. So, either way, still absolutely broken character. Now, they are both melee, so maybe if you have a maximum extended Quilgi, then you probably don't need this Ichigo, because you can probably still clear Soul Reaper or Stern Ritter, possibly, for the GQ, but either way, this character is going to have a place even if you have a broken Quilgi, and this character looks insane. Like, look at his soul trait. A 20% strong attack damage and recharge minus 12% built in. Kind of wish it was the other way around, where it was minus 14% recharge and then 16% strong attack damage or something, because recharge for this character looks like it's going to be like his most important thing. It's going to be insane. Also, him and Quilgi in Limit Breaker Quest, holy shenanigans, bro. You're going to cook. Now, as you can see, he has weakening and last rate on all of his strong attacks, which is really, really cool. Kind of like the combo. Now, someone did bring it up that it seems kind of pointless to have weakening and lacerate, since if you weaken them, then you would just make them do only 1 damage, and if you lacerate them, they can't do strong attacks. But honestly, I think it's fine, because if you lacerate them, then they take that huge lacerate damage, and if you weaken them, well, then they're just still doing 1 damage. So I think it's fine. It's whatever. I'm not really sure. I actually don't know how it procs. Like, do both of the abilities proc at the same time? So if you weaken them, you also lacerate them? Is that how it would work? I would assume so, right? So, I mean, either way, you still get, like, long damage over time damage, especially for, like, Limit Breaker quests and whatnot. Also, look at his model. I think this is the best Ichigo model in the entire game. It looks so good. My one gripe about the 8th anniversary Ichigo is, like, he looks so, like, stagnant. Like, he just wasn't moving. Same thing with, like, his gameplay. Like, only his feet move. Like, that's literally it. I absolutely love this guy's animations way more. Like, I don't know. I think he just looks insane. I'll go over it when we actually get to his actual, like, gameplay. But I think this Ichigo is just going to be insanely fun. So as you can see, for his abilities, he has Sprinter +2 and Long Stride. He already has Long Stride. Okay. I wish we could give him Sprinter +3, to be honest. That'd be really cool, if only. But he also has Poise, so that way when he uses his SA3 charge attack, it doesn't matter. He gets bonked. You can still, you know, power through and just destroy literally everything in your wake. Like, honestly, I bet if you charge that SA3 for the Getsuga Jujisho, you could probably one-shot any boss in IT, to be honest. Just, like, launching that thing. It will probably absolutely nuke. Alright, now we're on to his skills, where he has the increased strong attack damage and the reduced strong attack cooldown from his soul trait, which is nice. He has the complete status immunity. Confused why we didn't get a single shared status immunity. I guess maybe we just didn't get shared complete status immunity because I just checked and the 1000-year Blood War Conquered Ichigo has that, so it's like, I guess I would have preferred shared complete status immunity, especially for like a Gale Quest type of character, because it looks like that's kind of what he was designed for, considering he has that charge SA3, it's going to absolutely nuke probably an entire wave, and then he also has the bombardment, and I want to say he has weakened defense, I'll have to check again, but he also has frenzy 2, which is going to be insane. Alongside that, he has the debilitator plus 5 seconds, and then increased status ailment chance against Soul Ripper and Quincy. So if you bring him into any IT or any guild quest with Soul Rippers and Quincy's, you are basically going to instantly proc any of your SP boost, like with like almost any strong attack. Usually, obviously, it's like a bit of a toss up, but I have to imagine that almost every single time you will proc it. And then you also have damage to weakened enemies and damage to lacerated enemies. So I would assume you would probably go full stamina and damage to lacerated enemies, I would imagine, so that way when the lacerate proc hits, you just nuke. That's just what I would assume. Maybe you could go weakened defense and lacerated enemies, because then you would be applying another stack of weakened defense, because it actually doesn't look like he has weakened defense. I thought he does. So yeah, weakened defense and damage to lacerated enemies is what I would assume you would do for his T20 abilities. Could be wrong though, not a huge GQ guy. He has a Marauder as well, hit enemies plus 100%. Kind of wish he didn't have that, because like I could just use an accessory for that. I don't know what you would really give him here. Like I want to say Rampage, but obviously that would be insane overkill. He'd be doing like a million damage with his SA1. You could probably have given him something else though. I'm not sure. I can't think of it. Like maybe more full stam, like literally just another extra full stam for like an innate skill or something, and then move the long stride down. Either way, no complaints really. I think this Ichigo is like a perfect thing. Besides his attribute, wish you could have been like, I don't know, tech or speed or anything other than heart. We have 3 heart Ichigos. That was Hero Blood War. I don't get it. Either way, he has the SP boost. He's crazy. Let's get into his actual gameplay. Alright, now as you can see, they love this SA3. They are showcasing this thing like no other. As you can see, you hold it down, and it has a huge like AoE radius. And then you can let it go, and it shoots off another like full screen looking attack. I'm not sure if it's an actual full screen. I'll have to actually test it. But the animation looks like it's almost a full screen or full screen. Now, another thing I like is you can just tap it, and it sends out the attack immediately. One thing I didn't like about Bambi is if you just tap it, it hits like one small little wave, and then that's it. You wanted to hold it down. Also, there's like a little bit of like backing, like a little bit of AoE behind you, so if anybody comes behind you, you can still like hit them with it. That's another W. And then he also has poise, so if he gets hit by like 1 tick of damage, doesn't matter, he's still launching out that huge, massive AoE. His other skills are really good too. I believe his SA1 is like a beam, and his SA2 is a lunge, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if it's an exact 30,000 length beam or anything, but it looks really nice. I like his gameplay. He looks fast. Both of his attacks are really fast, and then his SA3 is like kind of a slowish one, but it looks like you want to save that for like a boss stage. And if anything, the SA3 easily clears out an entire wave of enemies besides the bosses. Like obviously you're probably gonna have to charge the SA3 for the bosses, and I'm still here for it. He's fast, he has immunity. Wish he had drain, because I'm really bad at the game and I need drain, but either way, lacerating and weakening is still really good. And since he has hit and enemies, you don't have to worry about the accessories. I would have preferred using the accessories, but like he just looks so much faster than 8th Anniversary Ichigo, which is what I like. I'm here for it. Like that was my one downside of 8th Anniversary Ichigo. He's a really good autoer, but he's just kind of slow and like stiff. But this Ichigo, he just looks fun. Like the SA1 is crazy. He just reminds me of 1000-year Blood War Conquered Ichigo, to be honest, but with a cooler looking SA3. Like literally. Like, bro, that looks so sick. At first I thought he had like 2 strong attacks. Like I thought he had like a transformation or something that I was missing, because it looked like he had 2 strong attacks because of that SA1, and then they like flash forward. It confused the hell out of me. But yeah, I really love the animations. One downside though is I really wish the old like 1000-year Blood War Tech Ichigo had the red and blue for this one. I just think the red and blue looks better, but obviously this is the anime accurate one, so it makes sense. But bro, it looks so cool. I remember seeing this skill for the first time. I thought it was the Yhwach one, like the Mind Yhwach SA2 or SA3 or something, but thank God it is not. It is an actual good strong attack. And oh, bro, that right there, that looks so good. They put their whole K-Labussy into that one right there. Yeah, no, these characters are all 10 out of 10. Besides, like maybe their attributes could have been a bit better. Like another Mind Yhwach, like okay, I guess. Would have preferred like a Heart PvP Yhwach or Heart PvP. No, Heart PvE Yhwach. And then, you know, maybe we get a speed Ichigo. Orihime is fine as tech, to be honest. There's nothing too wrong with that. We haven't had a technique Brave Battle character since Kurashiki. So, I'm here for it. It's like a year and a half since we've had one. Almost 2 years. So, I think a tech one is more than fine. So, yeah. I think all these characters are going to be absolutely broken. Comment down below who you would want to summon for the most. Just wanted to break down their skills and go in depth of what I actually like about the characters, because I had my reaction to it and that was cool and all, but I didn't like go in depth. Like I literally skimmed over the Yhwach and didn't even like go into his kit really. But I think all the characters are going to be really cool. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Take care and be ready for the stream. I will be streaming going 25 steps on both of my accounts. So let's see how many we can pull.